Today we'll be talking about the key factors that you need to consider before starting rabbit farming. So just grab your pen and paper. Don't just trust your brain, guys, because it has been proven that if you write, you will be able to remember later. So let's get started. Hello everybody, welcome back to Frida Homesteady YouTube channel. If you are new, please consider subscribing and don't forget to hit that notification bell. So one of the key factors that you need to consider before starting rabbit farming is to know the reason why you have decided to do so. So whether you are keeping the rabbit for commercial reason or for household need, you have to have a clear vision and reasons. Knowing the reason, it will keep you motivated and you won't be able to be discouraged even if you face some obstacles. So you will remain on track and focus. So another key factor to consider is having a mentor. Guys, you heard that right. You need a mentor who has been there, done that, or someone who has a knowledge in rabbit farming. So why do you need a mentor? A mentor will guide you. A mentor will give you tips and tricks. So it is very important to have a mentor. And there's a different way where you can find a mentor. Nowadays, there's social media. You can also hire an expert who is knowledgeable about rabbit farming. So another factor that you need to consider is the breed. For any farm to thrive, you need a very good breed. So you need a breed which is good for your climate, disease resistance, fast to mature, and the one which is going to give you a high production rate. There are over 300 different breeds of rabbit worldwide. The most common breed that we have in East Africa, it is the New Zealand white. We have the Flemish giant, we have the chinchilla, as well as the silver fox. So those are the ones that we have in East Africa. But what I have here in my farm is the New Zealand white, as you can see, this one here. But also we have the silver fox. Silver fox over there, and we also have this one here, that is the chinchilla, that one. So another factor that you should consider before start raising rabbits is the feed. The feed is very important and it has to be nutritious and it should be able to boost their immune system. So we have quite a lot of varieties of pasture that you can give it to your rabbit, including the Moringa orifera. We have quite a lot of Moringa tree in our compound here. We also have Lucina, Lucicephala. Guys, these two, Lucina and Moringa, they are very nutritious, but also they have antimicrobial properties. So I will definitely make a video on these two in future presentation, because we are not only giving to the rabbits, but we also give these two to other livestock that we have here in our homestead. Also have some indigenous and wild pasture that we have here. This is we call it mchunga in our local language, Swahili. So it might be a different name in other parts of the world. But we also have this one here. Oh, rabbits love them so much. This one, I think they have a lot of favorites, and this is one of them. Sometimes give them the vegetable from our kitchen garden here. So we give them the Swiss chard here. Oh, you can see the rabbit is eating the sukuma wiki right now. So that's one of the vegetables that we give them. But we also have the Chinese cabbages, we have the nightshade, we have the varieties, different kind of amaranthus, and time to time we give them, oh, they have already started eating the carrot. We give them the carrot, not all the time, once in a while as a treat or a snack. So as you can see, there's a varieties of pasture that you can give it to your rabbits. But if you are living in the city, that can be a little bit challenging to get all the pasture. But some people tend to give them the maize bran, but also they can give them the pellets. So depending on the available feed that you have in your place, but it doesn't matter. Even if you give them the the pellet or the maize bran, make sure that you include the pasture as well, because that's very important. So under normal circumstance, the recommended ratio of pasture to other feed that you're supposed to give them is 80/20. So 80% has to be the pasture and 20% you can give them the other feed that you have. So another thing that you need to consider is the housing structure. So the house has to be clean and neat with a well ventilation so that it can provide fresh air to your rabbit. So in our case, we have used there at the top the chicken mesh, as you can see, so that enough air can enter into the house. So there's a different housing structure that you can use. You can use the cage, you can use the hatch, you can use the colony house. It depends on where you are and the space that you have. So most people who are living in the city, they prefer the cage and the hatch because of the limitation of the space. But if you're living in the countryside and you have a bit of space, you can opt for the colony house. The advantage of the colony house is the fact that the rabbits can mimic their natural environment. You give them enough space for they can run around and exercise. So that's one of the advantages using the colony house. But also the colony house, the female rabbits, the pregnant one, they can make their own. As you can see here, we have like 5 or 6 nesting place for the rabbit. We have one, we have the second one here, we have the third one here. That's the female rabbit give the birth to their babies. But we also have this one here. So all this, we have a female rabbits with their babies. So we have quite a lot of babies as we speak. So that's the advantage of the colony house. But the disadvantage is that you won't be able to know exactly how many babies were born there. So you need to wait until they come out. But if you're having a cage, then you will be able to know exactly the number of the babies that you have. And if there's any attention the babies need, you will be able to provide, unlike the colony house. Rabbit structure also, it helps to prevent the predators from entering to your rabbits. So you can have a predator like the dog, snake, the cat, among many others. So make sure that it is well protected so that none of those predators will be able to enter. So the last, but definitely not the least thing that you should consider before starting rabbit farming is environmental care. So you have to keep the environment clean always. So that is necessary to prevent the diseases that may attack your rabbits. And there are common diseases. We have the viral disease, bacteria, coccido, we have lice and mites that can attack your rabbits if your environment is not clean. So be clean, make the environment clean, make sure that you are cleaning your housing structure every single day and use that manure in your garden. So taking steps that are carefully prepared, as I mentioned above, it will help you to achieve this benefit from rabbit farming. So you can start your rabbit farming having enough knowledge and you have the guides so that your business can be successful. So until next time, guys, stay tuned and stay safe. Bye.